So hello and welcome friends. In this video we will learn force. What is force? What is turning forces? Uniform circular motion. What are the type of force and moment of force? So first we see the definition. What is force? The simple definition of the force is this. So first we will learn what is translational and rotational motion. Translational motion means, suppose there is a rigid body. Suppose this is a rigid body and there is one people standing here. Okay, there is one people standing here and these people will exert a force upon this rigid body. After exerting a force, this rigid body will freely move along a straight line. This rigid body will freely move along a straight line. In this straight line, this rigid body will move. And translational motion means exactly when the force is applied on a rigid body, then it will move along a straight line path on the application of force such that its motion is in the direction of applied force. That means after applying the force by this portion upon this rigid body, this rigid body will move upon a certain distance, and the rigid body which moved in the direction of applied force means the direction in which the force is applied, in that direction this rigid body will move. This is the exactly means of translational motion. Means after applying a force upon a rigid body, it will move in the same direction in which the force applied. Okay, now I will give you the exact definition. You will note in your note. Now come to rotational motion. What is rotational motion? It is a type of motion in which after applying a force, it will rotate around a fixed point. It will rotate around its pivot. This is the pivot. It will rotate around its fixed pivot. It will not like linear motion that a object is here and after few minutes this will be here. Means there is a certain displacement. But in rotational motion there is no displacement. There is only, we can count the velocity. Suppose there is an object and there is an object. After few minutes it will rotate and come here. Means there is, and this is the velocity, and the velocity is more, and the second object's velocity is more than the first object's velocity. So here you can count, we can count the velocity only. There is no displacement. Means the displacement between these two objects is same after 5 minutes, after 10 minutes. Means in this whole circle we will see the same displacement between two objects. So in the exact meaning of the rotational motion means how much a person will apply force, this will rotate only about its fixed point or fixed pivot. It will not displace in the straight line. This is the exact meaning of rotational motion. See the definition here. But before I will tell you these factors, first I will give you the definition of torque, or that is the moment of force. Then you will write these factors, and at last I will give you some important definitions which will help you to better this force chapter very easily. That definitions are rigid body. I will give the definition of rigid body, point of action of force, line of action of force, and more.